Truth is, HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Get Sagicor School Companion Health Plan for as little as $2,540 per month. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7. Overturned. Paula Llewellyn back as DPP. 30 years behind bars for convicted child killer. And Jamaica eye camera failures spark criticism amid holiday season. In the business report, big whip energy announcement. While in sports, we'll have your JPL Match Week 14 preview.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Friday, December 20, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ramon Gordon. Paula Llewellyn is back as Director of Public Prosecutions. This comes after the Court of Appeal upheld her extended tenure, overturning a Supreme Court decision. Here are the details.
Back at her stomping ground at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. This after the Court of Appeal ruled that the Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, should be reinstated to the office she held since 2008. The matter was first brought to the courts by the PNP, who challenged the second extension given to Llewellyn by the government to stay in the role of DPP past the retirement age of 60. The PNP challenged the extension granted by the government to give Llewellyn an extra term to serve as the country's top prosecutor. The PNP described the bill as ad hominem, meaning directed against a person rather than the position they are maintaining. Essentially, the PNP is alleging that the legislation was tabled with the intention of keeping Llewellyn in the office rather than a principled decision. In September 2020, Llewellyn had reached the age of 60, which is the year of retirement for the DPP set out in the Jamaican Constitution. Llewellyn requested an extension of her tenure of 5 years, and the Prime Minister supported that extension, while the opposition led by Dr. Peter Phillips at the time hesitated to give support to the extension. The government pushed on, and Llewellyn was granted a 3-year extension at the end of the extended tenure. Llewellyn requested a second extension, which was beyond the one extension allowed by the Constitution. Subsequently, the government-led law to extend the retirement age of the DPP from 60 to 65 and allowing the sitting DPP to elect to choose to remain in the office after the age of 65. Llewellyn opted to act on this provision. The PNP was successful in the courts by an affirmation by the Supreme Court, which agreed that the DPP being able to opt to stay in office till 65 was against the spirit of the Constitution, which required extensions to be in consultation with the opposition leader. But the Court of Appeal Friday ruled in favor of the government and the DPP, saying that the constitutional amendment allowing the DPP to opt to remain until 65 as constitutional divergent from the ruling of the Supreme Court. So the country's first female Director of Public Prosecutions is back in the office.
And for a legal perspective on today's ruling, we are joined by attorney at law Emil Leiber. Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
What is the key takeaway from the court's ruling, and what are the main legal arguments at the center of this case?
So the key takeaway, I would say, is that this act that was passed by the government to amend the Constitution, which is the supreme law of our land, has been found to be valid in respect of the section that was challenged.
Why go that length, though? Wouldn't it be easier to just replace the DPP? Legally, why was the government so committed to go this far?
Well, I think you're going a little bit between policy and law there.
I see.
So the selection of a candidate for the DPP's role, that would be a matter for the Prime Minister in consultation with the Leader of Opposition. But the government was clearly of the view that they prefer to have the current office holder remain for the legally permissible period.
Now, this development has caused a lot of back and forth between the government and the opposition. And the Director of Public Prosecution should be able to, operate without the insinuation of any political influence. I'm going to be very delicate in asking this question. Do you think that the DPP currently can operate as effectively as she ought to, following this brouhaha?
I would say yes. I would say yes, because the good thing with the courts is that they have now settled the law, I think. Based on the ruling of the court, her current tenure, if my math is correct, would be until September of 2025. And so it really is less than a year that she would remain as the substantive office holder, although it should be noted that the legislation that was passed allows for extensions up to the age of 70.
I see.
But as it stands now, I would say that the Madam DPP should be able to perform her duties accordingly.
Is this the final ruling, or does the opposition have the option to pursue other recourse?
Well, in the ordinary course, there's the appeals to the Privy Council. Now, in respect of this particular legislation, I'm not clear that there would be a benefit to seeking leave to appeal to the Privy Council, because, as I had indicated, the current tenure, as the law has been passed, would extend Madam DPP to September 2025. So in practical terms, by the time you get a Privy Council appeal on foot, as they say, and certainly determined, it would become perhaps a moot point.
Fantastic. That was Attorney Emil Leiber. The Ministry of Justice welcomed the decision by the appeals court, underscoring that the courts upheld the legislation that allowed the DPP to stay in office until the age of 65. The Justice Ministry says the decision made way for Ms. Llewellyn to return to her post at the earliest possible time. Meanwhile, the People's National Party has reiterated its concerns about the process of appointing the DPP. In a statement today, the PNP said while it respects the court's decision, it maintains that the government abused its powers by passing constitutional legislation to extend the DPP's tenure without first consulting the opposition. The party criticized the lack of proper review and the timing during an ongoing constitutional reform. Other news now, the woman convicted of kidnapping and brutally murdering 8-year-old Daniel Rowe was sentenced in the Supreme Court today. The judge relied on a similar case involving the fatal stabbing of a Jamaica college student to determine the sentence. Trisha Gay Kelly has the details.
Case closed. Coyote Satchel has been sentenced to life in prison. In September, Satchel pleaded guilty to kidnapping and murdering Daniel in June 2023. On Friday, she seemed ready to be sentenced, even standing before the appropriate time. Daniel's mother, Sudeen Mason, says she's content with the ruling.
And I'm feeling much better because she got what she deserved. Very depressing, sleepless nights because I'm used to coming home to see Daniel and I'm not going to have that ever again. My brother, him not really play much like him used to because him constantly ask him sister. They are the reason why I don't visit her grave, because each time I go, I have to tell them lies, I'm going somewhere else just because I don't want to carry them.
Mason's elder daughter, who is normally at court, was absent for the final decision. Mason explains her daughter could not bear the pain of being in court on Friday.
She didn't want to come because she don't want to see Satchel. Each time she shares, she go home, she just cry. So she didn't want to come today. I'm not going to have that ever again. So it's really depressing.
The judge mentioned state of the rest of the family. Your Daniel's sister.
She's been very aggressive towards people. She lock her up to from the time of the incident. She just lock herself.
The family is represented by attorney at law Matthew Hyatt, who says it's been a rough time for his clients. He is also pleased with the judge's decision.
I think I know I can speak on behalf of the family that it is a fitting sentence for this very heinous crime. It was senseless and, as the judge said, very callous to take a young life of 8-year-old, and Daniel will always be remembered by her family.
Satchel will serve 27 years and 4 months before she's eligible for parole. The sentence will run concurrently with her count for child stealing, for which she will serve 4 years and 11 months. Satchel's attorney Donovan Collins was satisfied with the judge's ruling, having applied discounts where necessary to the sentencing.
The judge considered the principles of sentencing, and she took all the principles into account, and based on the nature of the matter, she passed a sentence which it is actually a very sad decision, a sad case. A child has lost their lives, and as such, we accept the decision of the learned High Court judge.
Satchel, who was infected with HIV by Daniel's father, will receive treatment in prison as well as therapy. Trisha G. Kelly, CVM News.
You're watching CVM News at 7. We'll be back real soon.
Join my private room. Only $1,000 for a grand time.
That's not me. We never said that. But who going to believe me?
That is correct. $4,350,000. Yes, go ahead. $4 million? I never approved that.
Yes, me go doctor tomorrow. So me have to get the money today, no longer. Then no me face that. We never make no record or beg nobody no money.
Deepfakes are AI-generated images and videos made to look and sound like people we know and trust. They're used to spread misinformation, destroy reputations, and are used to commit fraud and scams. Don't fall victim to deepfakes. Protect yourself. For more information, visit broadcastingcommission.org or scan the QR code on screen.
All I want for Christmas is...
Wait, Chris and Charles has great loans and something extra special this season?
Yes, we're spreading joy to everyone. Starting November 1st, 2024, get a low interest rate Christmas loan and a special reward just for you.
Call 876-926-0609
or visit our website for details. Better hurry, conditions apply. Stocks are limited. Promotion ends December 23rd, 2024. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Welcome back. This is CVM News at 7. Jamaica's national surveillance system, Jamaica Eye, is facing critical challenges with many cameras failing to function. Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is pointing to slow maintenance and procurement issues as the culprits. The opposition is calling the situation a national disgrace, particularly during the busy holiday season. Courtney Lewis has the details.
Jamaica Eye, launched in March 2018 to curb crime island-wide, is seemingly undergoing challenges with a number of cameras out of service. Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang attributes the breakdown to slow maintenance after a digital transformation.
Nobody in the country, nobody, has an effective island-wide technology maintenance system. The Cayman Islands just have the technology technicians across the island. A wire break, you fix at the same time. They have changed their entire operation, so there's no national body with a full maintenance program.
Procurement proves to hamper the public-private national surveillance system, as technical staff is hard to come by. The minister remains hopeful for the system's recovery.
It's a technical issue of maintenance, so we have in fact negotiated a new company, a Jamaican company which is willing to go in and establish a system, and we should be ready to roll out in this year.
The system allows registered private citizens to share footage from their cameras with the local authorities free of cost. But the opposition is dissatisfied with the current state, deeming the non-functional cameras a national disaster, especially this holiday season.
I think the government needs to take immediate action ASAP. One, to do an audit of the current system to see the cameras that are working and those that are not working. Two, to ensure that they get these cameras fixed ASAP. And upon getting them fixed ASAP, we also want the government now to ensure that proper maintenance is upheld and proper servicing of these cameras are done ASAP.
Horton, Shadow Minister of Technology and Innovation, suggests a budget and greater staffing complement to improve the crucial crime-fighting network.
Much of the funds that have been spent in crime prevention haven't been spent wisely. We have to now begin to look at how we're going to put a budget together to facilitate the sustainability of this camera system.
Even more, he recommends a redistribution of cameras and advanced technology.
We should move away from just the static camera. Now we should be in the second phase, the third phase, when we are looking to add drone mechanisms to the surveillance process to assist the police, to assist the security forces to solving this crime. If we split up each parish, for example, into 10 zones, and we have, for example, that's going to be 140 zones, and we have 100 camera per zone, or we have 10 camera per zone, then this will make it easier for us to be able to track crime.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Christmas cheer is hard to come by for workers at the Manchester Municipal Corporation, who took to the streets of Mandeville on Friday to protest unpaid wages and bonuses. With placards in hand, the workers made their message clear: no money, no work. Here's Britannia Witter.
It's the Yuletide season and everyone is looking to do their Christmas shopping with their Christmas pay or bonuses, or at least that's the way it's supposed to be. But sadly, that's not always the case. These placard-bearing workers of the Manchester Municipal Corporation took to the streets of Mandeville to express their frustration over not receiving money that they say is owed to them.
It's a disgrace to the whole Manchester, which Vice Council across the board. You know, like a poor people that work so hard and get $1 that they can buy like a thing for them picnic and grandparents for Christmas, and there is nothing for us.
Displaying what they say is a copy of a letter sent on behalf of the municipality by the Ministry of Local Government to the Ministry of Finance requesting the funding, they demanded their pay.
Give me the pay off and let me go home. 14 years I work with them. My name is Norman Page. 14 years I work with them, and all we get abusement by Manchester Parish Council. Then take us nothing at all. And I clean the market for 22 years. 22 years. Everything, mess everything, and we have to counteract with it. And not even pension. Not even pension, and they say we don't get. If they pay, we have.
Meanwhile, another worker alleges that they have received threats of termination.
All they are doing is threatening us that if we strike, we're gonna lose our job. Nothing, they're not communicating with us.
Chief Executive Officer of the Manchester Municipal Corporation, Andrew Harrison, said the corporation is currently awaiting the disbursement of funds to pay its workers.
The government and the union would have already signed an agreement with regards to the contract and some temporary workers with regards to regularizing them. We would have been issued instructions from the Service Commission indicating that we can go ahead with the implementation pending the availability of funds.
However, when asked to provide a timeline, Harrison was unable to do so.
Well, to be honest, I won't be able to say. I know that the request was made through the permanent secretary. I would have made contact with her this morning indicating the situation, and she would have responded to say that she's still awaiting the funds. She's going to actually make some urgent pleas to the Ministry of Finance. But until those funds are in place, we are not going to be able to pay the required sum.
Britannia Witter, CVM News.
The Bank of Jamaica has announced a 25 basis point cut to its policy rate, now set at 6% per annum effective Monday, December 23, 2024. This marks the fourth rate reduction this year. The decision reflects stable inflation, which stood at 4.3% in November, down from 7.4% in January, and remains within the target range of 4 to 6% despite weather impacts. Inflation is expected to stay on target over the next 2 years, but risks remain due to potential economic policy changes by Jamaica's main trading partners. The timing and impact of these changes are uncertain. While many of us make demands for presents this Christmas, Elaine Gibbs' wish is far simpler and much more urgent. Her story is one of strength, loss, and hope as she fights for the gift of life itself. Heart disease and related conditions remain a leading cause of death in Jamaica. Cardiovascular diseases account for nearly 30% of all deaths, and while much of the focus is on chronic risk factors, other conditions like damaged heart valves can strike suddenly and devastate lives. Elaine Gibbs is one such case. Almost 3 years ago, she was a vibrant, hard-working woman who never slowed down, but her health took a sudden turn.
About 2.5 years ago, I was getting sick. My whole body started to aching and feel weak. I could hardly do anything, housework, anything. And I started to have shorter breath.
After countless visits to doctors, her condition remained a mystery until recently.
Met me for 4 days, and then they run some tests on me. That's where they found out that I have a damaged valve. Blood is not flowing properly through my body, and it is going in and coming back out, backing up into my lungs.
Heart valves control the flow of blood in the heart, keeping it flowing in the right direction. So, Elaine requires urgent open heart surgery, but the cost, $3 million Jamaican dollars, is far out of reach for her family.
I have one son, but he's grown. He helps whenever he can. It's about $3 million Jamaican dollars. Now I can't work. I can't do nothing at home. I can hardly fry a egg. I want to return back to a normal life so I can work and take care of myself and all of that. So I'm pleading to the world if they could help me. And that would be a Christmas gift for me. Please and thanks.
Heart conditions, according to the Health Ministry, are of a growing concern in Jamaica. Many women delay seeking care, often misinterpreting symptoms as everyday stress. But for Elaine, this isn't just stress, it's life or death. But you can help. Her family has set up a fund to help cover the and they're asking for your support. This Christmas, a little generosity could give her the ultimate gift, a chance at life. CVM News continues in a moment.
It's been 3 years.
Come on, D. I have it. Let's go. Baby. Son of my baby. Oh my goodness. Them feeding you over there though? Your favorite. Welcome home, son.
This is home.
Hi, T. I'm Mighty.
This is Mighty.
I want to do the big letter road.
Where's the sleigh?
Good
morning.
You've never seen a sunrise quite like this.
Tamaiti Christmas in the Streets is brought to you by Flow, unwrapping holiday happiness. That's Christmasing.
And here's what's trending online.
What's trending in our local social media spaces? The Court of Appeal has overturned a previous decision that left Paula Llewellyn's tenure as Director of Public Prosecutions in limbo. The court ruled that Llewellyn is eligible to benefit from the increased retirement age, siding with the government. Here are some of your comments. At Legend Moral Shares, no one has the power to curse what God has blessed. Welcome back, Madam DPP. At Sir_YJM says, Paula can go celebrate a Freedom Street. At Johnny_Aftermath posts, so this woman actually takes her job serious and people don't like her for it. Same people cry every day about crime, corruption, and extortion. That's why Jamaica cannot better. At Demi_Troya adds, I don't even know the story behind this, but if we not fight out the woman because she's of age and she's doing her job well, then leave her alone. People live long. Retirement age increases because people can't afford to retire. At Valencia asks, so other retirees can reapply for their positions back since they were lawfully forced into retirement? At Benjamin Renier writes, I would love to hear from the Privy Council on this matter. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM_television on Instagram. I'm Courtney Lewis.
Love in a bottle. That's how one local business is capturing the essence of traditional Jamaican flavors. From pepper jelly to ginger paste, these handmade treats are bringing farm-to-table goodness straight to your home with affordability in mind. Here's more from Curlin Brown.
Just look at all that hot and spicy Jamaican goodness being put together in a bottle. You can tell it is being made with love.
The weight of this kind of love is not meant to be a burden. In fact, we were told it's gentle on the pockets.
What I know is that I am certain where the products are from. I can stand behind my product. So I'm giving you from farm to table. I want to tell people, buy Jamaica. We can do it if we just put all our hands and hearts together and do it. The product is good. The product is safe. The production area is fantastic. And so you can't get anything else better than that. And it's a winning product.
Just in case you missed out on the exciting blend and how it came about.
So the main ingredients is a selection of Jamaican peppers and ginger, all combined. So when it's done, you're going to get what you call a spicy pepper ginger jelly.
How did you come up with this mix-up?
Well, I grow peppers and ginger on a small family farm. And I was looking for a product. I saw a lot of pepper jelly on the market. And I said, wow, if I added ginger to it, I should really get a different product. So I came to SRC. SRC put everything together for me. We went through many tastes. We went through all the colors just to make sure we had the proper blend, something acceptable to the palate to make it really different. And I can tell you, we have the hot, we have the spicy, pepper ginger jelly, we have the mild, and we have a low sugar. And at the end, we did a ginger paste. So everything you get is already in a jar, in that magic jar, where there is no work to do. You pop it and you have it. That's it.
I like it. Pop it
and have it. Yes.
So we have the honor of seeing it being put together.
Absolutely.
How often do you get a chance to do this then?
Well, this is done basically on how the market moves. If you have the demand out there, we expand the production. And that's what we do. Of course, we have some in store, but we try to produce and sell that off and then produce again.
So when you come here, you spend an entire day?
It's basically an entire day to do a production. But it depends on the size of the production. Sometimes it goes into 2 days. You know, we have had production that goes into 2 days.
And so you have enough now to last for the Christmas, you think?
I have enough to last for the Christmas.
And what about next year? What about those who want stuff next year?
Well, we'll definitely have next year. We'll have a production early next year.
The pepper jelly, she says, is the envy of gravies and even a slice of bread.
Because it goes very well with salmon. It goes well with ham. Now it's Christmas, it's a good thing to base your ham with. It goes well with any kind of meat. You just put it at the end of the process. And don't forget the crackers and the buns and the bullas. It goes well with that. You can also use it as a topping for your cheesecake. It really gives it a different kick, a different flavor altogether, because people are used to the general toppings that they normally have on cheesecake. But when you put the TD pepper ginger jelly on that cheesecake, you have a winner.
And there's more.
So this is for the ginger paste.
And that's a different product.
It's a totally different product.
So tell me about that.
Okay, so your ginger paste is what you would use if you say you're making ginger bulla, ginger bread, you're putting ginger to your curry goat, putting ginger in your fish, putting ginger into anything. If you're making a drink with ginger, you can use a TD ginger paste. So all you do, open the bottle, spoon it out, and it's done. No prep. Yes, so we use this, we process this, we chop it and add other stuff to it, and you get a paste at the end.
Sorry, you can't get any. This makes you want to dance. Yeah, well done.
A satisfied customer.
Another satisfied.
Thank you for that.
Customer. Done.
I'm Curlin Brown for Traditional Flavors, CVM News.
Stay with us, so much more to come after this break.
KFC, it's finger-licking good. The time by KFC is...
Christmas is the season to share with the delicious Hut's holiday treat from Pizza Hut. One large pepperoni, Hawaiian, vegetarian, or barbecue chicken pizza. One family serving of cinnamon sticks, cheese sticks, or breadsticks, and a 2-liter Pepsi. Share the joy with a Hut's holiday treat from Pizza Hut. Now that's delivering.
All I want for Christmas is... Wait, Chris and Charles has great loans and something extra special this season?
Yes, we're spreading joy to everyone. Starting November 1st, 2024, get a low interest rate Christmas loan and a special reward just for you.
Call 876-926-0609
or visit our website for details. Better hurry, conditions apply. Stocks are limited. Promotion ends December 23rd, 2024. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Now to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. The fight against human trafficking is taking off in Trinidad and Tobago's airports. A new partnership with the U.S. government aims to make air travel safer by tackling this global crime. We turn to TTT News for that report.
Thursday saw the signing of a memorandum of cooperation under the Blue Lightning Initiative, the Airport Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, in collaboration with the U.S. Departments of Homeland Security and Transportation, in training aviation staff to recognize and report suspected cases of human trafficking, leveraging expertise and resources from both countries.
Initiative, and it's all part of the intervention and the assistance from the United States Embassy and its organizations with respect to improving the security arrangements in our two airports, Piarco International and A&R Robinson International.
Led by the U.S. Homeland Security and Transportation, the Blue Lightning Initiative empowers aviation workers to act as a